In the 19th century, as colonial fervor reached its peak, King Leopold II of Belgium gained personal control of what is now the country of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC. It was given to him as part of the Berlin Conference of 1885, which divided up and formalized much of the colonial expansion that had occurred, paving the way for the tail end of the so-called scramble for Africa. In one of history's great ironies, an express humanitarian justification was given for the appropriation, the ending of slavery by Arab traders. Far from ending slavery, Leopold's brutal reign institutionalized it. Rubber was the most profitable crop, and unmet quotas were penalized severely, a limb was amputated. Belgium took over the colony in the early 1900s in response to international pressure. After World War II, however, colonialism was no longer in vogue. European countries were either providing independence, or fighting it, attempting to postpone the inevitable. It was during this time that Joseph Mobutu rose to power. Through a series of shifts in power, Mobutu was able to maneuver his way solidly into the presidency. He quickly turned the country into a one-party state, and ruled for over 30 years. He enjoyed significant support from the United States, France, and Belgium, as a reward for his anti-communist stance. However, he was a brutal ruler, and embezzled billions of dollars worth of aid. He was deposed in 1997, the result of his failing health, and weakened grasp on the country. His overthrow, during the First Congo War, did little to improve the situation of the DRC. Armed Hutu groups that had participated in the Rwandan genocide, just next door to the DRC, began attacking ethnic Tutsis and surrounding tribal groups. The Rwandan armed forces, and guerrilla groups it had helped to create, began to fight the Hutu groups, and to push for the overthrow of Mobutu. Ugandan soldiers also invaded, fighting alongside the Rwandan troops. The Second Congo War was almost identical, and began the following year. Both Rwanda and Uganda continued funding various rebel groups against the new self-appointed ruler of the DRC. Various ethnic groups and militias throughout the country fought against each other. The Second Congo War officially ended in 2003, but the war and its aftermath caused over 5 million deaths by 2008. The DRC became a battleground where various African nations, from north to south, either directly or indirectly fought over resources and power. The end of the Second Congo War only slightly alleviated the conflicts. Over 2.5 million people remain internally displaced due to ethnic conflicts. The Kivu conflict followed, as did the Ituri conflict. Closely related to the hostilities in the First and Second Wars, both conflicts involved ethnic militias that were armed and supported by other African nations. The Lord's Resistance Army, which has not been as active in Uganda since the peace talks of 2008, still operates a low-level conflict in the DRC. 4 men have been put on trial at the ICC from the DRC for acts which they committed during the Second Congo War. Importantly, in 2012 Thomas Lubanga Diallo was convicted of war crimes including the forced conscription of children. Children have been used in armed conflicts for a long time, and for a variety of purposes. A special kind of notoriety has come to the usage of children as soldiers in recent decades. The film Invisible Children,